basketball game between the Algoma University Thunderbirds and the Toronto Varsity Blues. Tonight's broadcast on OUA TV is brought to you by SiouxSports.com. It's Michael Magley here again with Daniel Scarpino, Jay Houselander, Chris Carr Superstar, coming to you live from Sault Ste. Marie. We're at the George Leach Center as they jump it up. It's the 0-6 Thunderbirds facing off against the 4-4 Varsity Blues from Toronto. Both teams looking to snap a losing streak. Should be a good matchup here this afternoon or this evening. Start.
I'm thinking so, man. It's if the crowd is any indication for how things have started, we're looking forward to a really entertaining and loud contest here tonight.
Fans starting to pile in here. Starters for Algoma, number 1, Khalil Alejo, 7, Jean-Luc Kubahiro. Right there, taking that shot, number 3, Oliver Christofferson, number 11, Beyond Dang, and number 30, Logan Whitmill, as it was the Varsity Blues getting off a bucket, I was going to say, to start the game, and there's back-to-back buckets, so it's now a 5-0 score. We'll meet the Varsity Blues starters in a second, but that was one of them, Simeon Jeffers, nailing that triple. Good all the way from the CN Tower for the Varsity Blues.
A really nice start here for the Varsity Blues. A little bit of inside work on the second last possession. Good shot from the perimeter, from beyond the arc, really, on the last possession. So a little bit of inside, outside already being displayed from the Varsity Blues early on in the contest.
And taking that shot, the top scorer for Algoma, number 1, Alejo, off the mark. So it's the Algoma Thunderbirds yet to get on the scoreboard, wearing their home whites tonight, looking really sharp. And the road team from Toronto in their navy blue kit. There's a miss there by the other starter, Hilton. Number 23 up against it, and they're going to say shot clock violation. That was number 23, Rohan Scott Smith. The other starters, number 20, Panache Dumbo, and probably one of the best names in the OUA to round out the starters, number 7, Mikey Ballout, who's absolutely lights out. Wait till you see this guy shoot the ball.
First year as well, eh, Mike?
Yeah, absolutely. From California, one of the top point getters in the OUA, currently sitting at number 4, 18.6 points per game for Ballout. Yet to get on the board here. Certainly, he'll be somebody that Coach Vitry has circled to guard tightly, and same with number 14, Jeffers, who can go off in a hurry as well.
No doubt it'll be a heavy and lengthy scout for the T-Birds tonight. A lot of hot shooters, and as we've already seen in the early display here, a good inside game as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Had a chance to talk to Coach Vitry before the game, and he thought it was really important that his team gets off to a good start in the first quarter. Of course, we called the game last week against Lakehead, and it was a 14-0 run for Lakehead, and there we go. Getting a slam dunk in from number 7, Ballout. Coach Vitry talking about just getting off to a good start. They fell behind early, but then climbed their way back into it in the first quarter. It was actually pretty even after the second quarter. One of the comments he made to me is, got to really have a good first quarter and a third quarter, and maybe right on cue was that timeout after yet another Varsity Blues score. Yeah,
it's been an incredible start here for the Varsity Blues, coming out in transition. Good inside game, good outside game. Already seen a slam dunk off of an inbound play. They've literally displayed just about every facet of the game here in the opening kind of 2.5 minutes. So a fantastic start if you're Toronto, and time to settle the troops if you're Algoma.
Yeah, so a 9-0 run, and like I was filling maybe our Toronto audience in, and maybe some of the OUA Algoma audience that maybe didn't catch the game last week. Like I said, Lakehead was up 14-0. It was a big timeout early by the coach that stopped the run, and then he got on a 9-0 run himself. So obviously trying to settle his troops, to your point. But we saw it already. The Varsity Blues, they have shooters all over the floor. There is, I believe, 4 or 5 players that have 7.5 points per game or more on this squad. So a deep bench, which the coach, rarely used in the last game versus Guelph. The starters almost went the whole game. If you look at the stats, I think they had 2 bench points in that game. So he really relies on the starting 5.
And just talking about that coaching staff, the urgency in that timeout, just here and now, you would think that they were losing this game by 9 points. So I think coming out of this timeout, you're still going to see foot on the gas for Toronto because, like I said, the urgency in that timeout was very prevalent.
A little bit of urgency on the Algoma side as I was watching them as well, and rightly so, like you said, down 9-0. It was the Christofferson pass, the Denmark native, that went off a varsity blue player's shoe. So with 12 seconds left, it'll be Algoma possession. Whitmill now dumps it down low. He was looking for Kubaharo. It was deflected by a varsity blue. They scrap it on the ground and are able to retain possession. And good work on the defensive glass by the local product, Whitmill. Dang now to Kubaharo. Christofferson, top of the key to Alejo. Puts up a 3. Doesn't get it to go. And a foul will be charged. I believe it's number 7, Kubahiro on that one.
14 of Toronto.
Oh, was it on Toronto?
Yeah, it was a defensive rebounding foul, so that'll be going against Jeffers.
Okay. I just went by body language on Kubahiro, and he actually got the hook as well. So
yes.
Or something else, obviously. 9-0 run. Varsity Blues looking to continue that, and a contested rebound there. Good work by Christofferson as Mikey Ballout looks to pick his pocket. It's Alejo going up to the rim, and well defended by the Varsity Blues as Ballout goes up to the rack, and he gets fouled. And will head to the line for 2, where he's been pretty prolific on the season.
Some really nice transition basketball in the early stages here from Toronto. Just getting out and running, filling the lanes, getting up the court super, super quick off of some of the missed shots from Algoma.
Ball out hitting his first. Almost perfect from the line on the season, 92%. And rattles that one in. So good work by Ballout. It's now an 11-0 run. Christofferson will crank up the offense again, carries it across the timeline. Down low now, Whitmill, and he's hacked in the process and will head to the line.
Super nice post move there from Whitmill to draw the foul. Good spin. And far too aggressive defensively if you're Dumbu. Probably just need to keep your hands up there and just make a contested shot. Especially on the baseline outside the paint. It's going to be a difficult shot for Whitmill to hit over the much taller Dumbu.
And Whitmill misses his first. 73% shooter from the line on the season. As he looks to lock and reload. Just to take that goose egg off the board, and he does. There we go. 10 points is your difference. 11-1 is your score in favor of the road team, the Varsity Blues, wearing their blue kit. It's 14 in the corner. Jeffers missing on that one. And Whitmill, what a tough assignment last week through Santa Cruz, and he battled throughout that game against one of the top scorer in the OUA, and did a pretty decent job, did Whitmill. Draw another tough assignment this afternoon for sure as he puts one up from beyond the arc. And that doesn't go for the big man. So still an 11-0 run as the pace picks up here. Rowan Smith now with the ball. He drives against Christofferson, picks up his dribble, turns around, and misfires. I don't know where that pass was intended, but it found the hands of Whitmill. And nice move there by Chance Scarrett, unable to get it to go. It's been the story of the game for Algoma. It's Christofferson has to check from behind.
Run and gun right now, Mike.
Yeah, and I think that's got to be part of the strategy from the coach. Up and down the floor. Just haven't been able to cash in. Maybe they do now. No, Scarrett from beyond the arc, unable to get it to go. That's 14, Jeffers. Now the Varsity Blues are going to set up their offense. Rowan Scott Smith calling the play. And now Dumbo. And Dumbo's going to, nice little feed there, and Dumbo able to finish with the flush.
That's another dunk, and you just, every time something like that happens, you almost feel like the wind in this place, or the energy in this place, if you will, just kind of gets sucked out, really, and it is deflating, no doubt about it, and it's a really nice offensive play there that time from Toronto with the double high ball screen, and yeah, tough.
Now Whitmill keeps firing it from distance, unable to get it to go. And that attempt, from the Varsity Blues was defended by number 11, Dang, and he's going to draw the foul. I believe that's 2 team fouls for Algoma as we got a wholesale changes. We see 15, Francisco coming into the game for Algoma. Number 22.
Oduimo, yeah.
Also in the game as Rowan Scott Smith, a good shooter, converts both of those free throw attempts. So 15-1 run for the Varsity Blues. Well in control of this quarter so far. Still lots of basketball to play as Francisco now with Alejo. Alejo, it's going to be a deep three off front rim. Doesn't get it to go. Some good work by Kubaharo to save that. Another opportunity. Scarrett. And one more time for Alejo. Back rim. Just missing the mark. And another great rebound by Francisco. Third time here. Oh, off the mark for number 7, John Luke. Kubaharo. Scott Smith now, top of the key, into 35. I'm not even sure I got a 35 on my list. Nice shot. Oh, sorry, that's Rudnick. 35. Varsity Blues now, 18-1 run. Just a single point for Algoma. Not certainly what they were talking about during that timeout, although they continue to play. Alejo turns, spins, fires, gets it to go. Nice bit of work there by Alejo.
Really nice spin and turn, and drops that one. Bottom right-hand corner of your screen if you're watching at home. Energy from the Toronto women's team. Every time a bucket goes in is just electric, and yeah, they're fired up. You'd think that they're the team that's scoring like their own team, but I guess it's a very supportive program to say the least.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Algoma team knew there was going to be a bunch of scorers all over the court as it's been run and gun for the Varsity Blues, looking to get above 500 with their 4-4 record. And there it is, number 7 once again, Mikey Ballout, doing most of his damage inside and from the line tonight. We were expecting some outside shots, but just shows you the depth of his game.
Without doubt, and he's shown himself to be a versatile threat here in the early stages. But not just tonight, I mean, throughout the majority of this front half of the season so far. One of the more important players for this U of T team.
For sure. Shooting 42% from beyond the arc. Pretty good clip. Scary, actually.
Very much so. Doesn't look like he's a first-year player. He looks seasoned. We'll put it that.
Yeah.
We'll put it at that.
I'm going to deduct that he's probably played maybe in the U.S. prior to his
good show.
opportunity here for the Varsity Blues. But just listening to one of their broadcasts, he started the season off on the bench, wasn't one of their starters.
Incredible, eh?
Yeah. 22-3. Good bit of defense there by Algoma. The engine of Algoma there, Khalil Alejo, getting the offense going, but that corner 3 opportunity for the T-Birds gets blocked. So the Varsity Blues just doing it on both ends. And good rebound there by Alejo. Oh, nice pass. Oh, Kubaharo with the finish there. Kubahiro will head to the line for his N1 opportunity. So 22-5 is your score with just under a minute left in this game, or in this quarter, excuse me. And nice bit of work there by number 7.
And on that last defensive possession for Toronto, the help defense just arrives a little bit too late, which allows for the lob pass. And then by the time it was Kubahiro gets down, catches, gets down, draws the contact, it's always going to be a foul in that instance.
Yeah, well said. Dissecting that play, and good bit of work by number 7 for Algoma there on the defensive end. See if they can steal a possession here. Wide open. It's number 9, Albin Rosalind, who got injured really early in his first game. And I believe this is the first time you've seen him. He hasn't suited up since Laurier.
Right. And this should be a final shot attempt here from Toronto. Triple screen action.
And with a defender in his face. Good bit of work of defending to keep him off the scoreboard. That was number 7, as we mentioned, Mikey Ballout. Held scoreless from beyond the arc. Got to take some victories when they come. After one quarter, visiting Varsity Blues 22, hometown T-Birds 6. You're watching Thunderbirds basketball on OUA TV, brought to you by SiouxSports.com.
En route.
OUA TV. Thunderbirds basketball. After one quarter, 22 for the Varsity Blues and 6 for the Algoma Thunderbirds. Although I will say I did watch the Varsity Blues game against Guelph. They were up by 20 in the first quarter, and after that it was all Guelph. So for the hopes of Algoma, maybe history can repeat itself. Like I said, they were lights out in the first quarter and then had to scrap their way just to stay with the Guelph Griffins for the rest of that game. They ended up dropping that game, actually. That was their last game before this. Final score was 86-68, but it looked like they were running away with it.
Yeah, anything is possible, and it's still so early on in the contest. And if that last game is any indication of what could happen, I mean, stick around, no doubt. Just want to make a mention on that last defensive possession for Toronto. We've given Algoma a bit of a zone look, so something a little bit different here to come out of the end of the quarter there from Toronto. And even from an Algoma perspective, a little bit of three-quarter court pressure there.
Yeah, both teams mixing it up. Expect to see those adjustments. It's a new set of 5 on the court for Algoma. Wow. A little too easy there. Wide open lane for the Varsity Blues. And we reset now. Kubahiro. Whitmill. Whitmill averaging just under 10 points a game. Turns, spins, fires. Had promise, but rattles out. And now here comes those high-flying Varsity Blues. It's Hilton. He's a good shooter, averaging just under 10. It's pretty quiet in that first quarter. No points for Hilton. The top scorer was Mikey Ballout. Good block there by the Blues. And they're able to corral. That was a 3v1.
See, I was just going to say that. 4 Varsity Blues and 1 Algoma Thunderbird. Who's going to win that battle?
Tough numbers, eh?
Yes.
Oh, and that pass, some good hands there.
Really good.
By Kubahiro. Dang now. Blows by his defender. Is a great move, just unable to get it to finish.
Really good move.
Dion Danks, sorry.
I think that Toronto has shot maybe 5 shots from that exact same spot in the corner. Not one has dropped.
Yeah, shooting just 2 for 8 in the first quarter from beyond the arc. Not their usual, and same on the other end for Algoma. Put up 16 threes. And big goose egg on the board there. Top scorer for Algoma after quarter number 1, John Luke Kubahiro. Points in the paint for Toronto. Certainly another highlight. 8 points there to Algoma's 2. And we come out, both teams are missing early in the second quarter.
Very much so. And again, from an Algoma perspective, they didn't have much to, from an offensive point of view, to really applaud themselves about in the first quarter, but it has been a slow start here for Toronto as they do get one to go there. And, you know, just taking a look at both teams here as well, Mike, probably worth mentioning, of course, Algoma, such a young team. But this Toronto Varsity Blues team, albeit they do have a little bit more experience, not that much older, just 2 fourth-year players. The rest of the squad is comprised of first, second, and third years.
Yeah, so these players on the court will be in the OUA for a few more years and battling it out. Alejo, ball partially knocked out his hand. He looks and says, was I not fouled on there? Ball went into the hands of Logan Whitmill, but they don't get a shot off anyways. It's Rowan Scott Smith now trying to set up the screen. Nice dump down low in the paint. They kick it out. Ball goes up. It's number 14. Doesn't go. It was Jeffers. And on the rebound there, I believe it's a second bucket. That was Hilton. 28-7 is your score. Alejo now kicks it outside. Dang. Oh, drops a 3. Good, all the way from Aurora's west side for number 11. Dang! As he just walks into a screen. That ought to hurt.
Really good shot there from Algoma. Maybe something to kickstart here and light the fire.
Yeah, first 3 of the contest. And there's the quick answer by number 14, Simeon Jeffers. He's averaging over 15 points on the season, number 2 scorer for these Varsity Blues. Timeout on the floor. We're going to take a timeout in the booth. You're watching Thunderbirds basketball on OUA TV, brought to you by SiouxSports.com. Basketball on OUA TV, brought to you by SiouxSports.com. Got a good one here. 30 points for the Blues and 10 for the T-Birds, so 20-point spread coming out of the break. 5 minutes, 27 seconds left in the first half. If this pace continues, we'll be out of here in 30 minutes.
No kidding. It's been electric. Referees really haven't been getting involved. Haven't been too many stoppages. This game has had a nice flow, and if you're Toronto, I'm sure that they've really preferred the flow to the game, no doubt.
Yeah, no doubt. Especially Simeon Jeffers, who's got it flowing now. 4 consecutive points for him. Give him 7. Alejo on that take. It was a good take, just unable to get him to finish. Algoma struggling to get the basketball through the hoop. And a long shot there. Christofferson just giving that rebound away right back to the Varsity Blues. And there's that corner that you're talking about, unable to get it to go. One more time.
Yeah, I think that's number 6 that's been missed. But if you're Toronto, I mean, that's a foul. Far be it from me to suggest on how anybody should coach, because I'm far from this level and light years away, really. But, I mean, they're enjoying a lot of success getting into the paint, and you almost wonder if Toronto might just try that a little bit more, because not to say that the shots aren't falling from the outside, but every time that Toronto gets anywhere near the paint, it almost seems to turn into a bucket.
No doubt. While you were talking, I was watching Christofferson get up after taking contact once again for a deep 3. Basically has that down pat. It's the 4th time all season he's been knocked down and shot 3 from the line. He came up gingerly. That's why I was watching him. I'm not sure if he's going to come out of the game.
He did take a hard knock.
Yeah, some good work by him. Get a couple. He's limping a little bit. He's going to stay in, though. Good work by Oliver Christofferson, the Denmark native, first-year player for Algoma. Subs coming in now. Could be for him. 20-point spread once again. Oh, some nice work by Rowan Scott-Smith.
And this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Getting in the paint, it almost turns into a bucket every time if you're Toronto. At least so it seems.
Corner three now for Algoma. Finds rim. Ball caroms out of bounds. It will be Algoma ball, but yeah, there we go. Christofferson's going to get checked out. He limps off.
Is he going to the physio table? I'd imagine so. He's got a good limp to him right now.
Yeah. Came down awkwardly. So we'll keep you posted on that. We know he's got some visitors in town from Denmark watching the game live, so we want to see if he can get out there, but safety first for sure as Chance Scarrett puts up another decent shot, just unable to get it to go. And the Blues now. Rowan Scott Smith calling for a screen. They're up against it now, the Varsity Blues in the paint. Oh, some good defense there.
Really good.
Ball finds the hands of Whitmill. And then number two, straight off the bench and straight to the rack. It's Elliot Karen. Good all the way from Wishart Park and Sault Ste. Marie for Karen. 34-15 now is your score. Algoma starts to heat up a little bit.
And they need more of that. Try and build some consistency, build some momentum. But look at the hustle play from these Varsity Blues.
Yeah,
It's Nigel Hilton getting on the floor, making huge sacrifices, anything to keep the play alive.
Yeah, he's going to deserve a much-needed rest after that good work. He's going to be replaced with another number 20, Dumbo. And now we got yet another timeout on the court. And we're also going to take a timeout as Karen tries to fire up his team after that deep three. You're watching Thunderbirds basketball on OUA TV, brought to you by SiouxSports.com.
We're out.
And welcome back to Thunderbirds basketball on OUA TV, brought to you by SiouxSports.com. Michael Magley, Jay Houselander, Daniel Scarpino. Can't forget Chris Carr Superstar coming to you live at the George Leach Center as Karen has just brought a ton of energy there, Scarp.
100%. And, you know, you give a lot of credit to Toronto in the sense that Nigel Hilton gets on the floor for that loose ball, gives Toronto the extra possession, but then coming out of the timeout, an illegal screen kind of makes it all for nothing. But at the same time, had that illegal screen not happened, that's another made bucket for Toronto. So the hustle plays are going to add up. And I think what we're going to notice here, Mike, is, again, another defensive look from Toronto that's going to be different. So now picking up full court.
Yeah, we'll watch that here. As everybody's matching up, to your point, taking that bucket off the board. Mikey Ballo backs out. Karen now taking it to the rack, and he continues his run. He said he was bringing the energy. That was a great coast-to-coast finish for number two.
And sprinting back on defense like his life depended on it. Mikey Ballo with a great up and under there. But yeah, love the hustle from Karen. Fantastic.
They're just bringing the energy. He's got ball out all over him now. Picked up his dribble. And now he commits the error. So, little heat check there.
Little heat check indeed. And again, pressure can create the best of things, but can also create turnovers too if you're not careful.
Yeah, assistant coach Robbie Green gave him some instructions after that misplay. Keep playing now. 36-17 is your score. These Varsity Blues average 75 points per game on the season. That's going to be Chance Scarrett called on the infraction. Hard to see the scoreboard from here, but I believe it's only 2 team fouls for Algoma.
You're right.
All right, we're out of timeouts. Full complement of timeouts for the Varsity Blues. Oh, one left, sorry. I was looking at the far right. They got 3 fouls, so should be able to wind this one down. Nobody's in foul trouble for now. Karen now, wide open. Who was that on?
Number 23 of Toronto, so that'll be Scott Smith.
Scott Smith.
And his coach was just saying, got to fight over the screen. So maybe just trying to clutch and grab and go underneath perhaps, but nice move there from Whitmell. He's been unable to get shots to fall tonight so far.
Yeah, a little too heavy on that shot. It was a nice move, but there's too much spin on it. And a lot of spin on that ball. Good thing it didn't go in. Ryan Rudnick also shooting threes at a torrid pace, 45% on the season. And finally to get one to go in this quarter, it's the team leader, Khalil Alejo, 4-2. Nice little layup. And Rudnick missing on that opportunity. Second chance for the Varsity Blues. Lots going on the floor. What's happening?
So much. It's another failed shot from the outside, but an offensive rebound and a travel after the offensive rebound gets collected. I still go back to it, and I still believe in it. I still think that Toronto, every time that they go inside, it's just much better fate for them. Things aren't falling from the outside, at least not anymore. I know they had the really hot start to the game. It was the 11-0 run. But, yeah, it's slowly quieted down now.
And Algoma starting to climb back into it. 38-21 is their score. Mikey ball out. Unable to get that one to go, and went out of bounds. Algoma in transition. Some good defense there. They try to get up the court in a hurry. And the pass between one T-Bird and Karen just unable to get collected, and he steps out of bounds.
That's just it, and I think Toronto just used their final timeout just to kind of slow the pace of things here. I mean, the complexion of the game, we won't say completely changed, but it has changed nonetheless. Toronto a little bit cold on the offensive end of the court, and Algoma just starting to heat up just a little bit.
Yeah, having a much better quarter is Algoma. Just 6 points in the first quarter. I guess we'll stick around for this timeout. Just looking at the complexity of, or the composition of both teams. In case of the team from Toronto, got a few international players. As we mentioned, one player from California, one from South Africa. They got one from BC, one from Quebec, and a number of local products from Toronto. Sprinkle in some Oakville and Milton players, and that's your composition there. Where in the case of the T-Birds, a ton of players from Winnipeg. There's 5 T-Birds. You mentioned there's a whole bunch of new T-Birds on this lineup. 9 new players. There's 5 players from Winnipeg. We already mentioned Christofferson from Denmark. We also have a couple players from Quebec, player from Alberta, and back in the lineup, as we mentioned, number 9, Albin Rosalind. He's actually from Sweden, so another international player for Algoma.
Yeah, incredible. I mean, not too many Ontario products on Algoma for this season, but the makeup of the team is almost entirely different from last season. So, you know, you give credit where credit is due. It's a massive rebuild and so difficult. Here comes Karen to the tin. Karen has provided the spark off the bench, everything that Algoma needed and some.
Oh, he's been jacked up. He's been jacked up as soon as he got on the court, and that is the spark that Algoma needs, and his team rises up to the occasion. He's had the quarter of his life in the OUA.
He's loving every second of it.
How about that? Love the energy as the varsity blue players head to the locker room. So do the T-Birds. After 2 quarters, it's the varsity blues 38, Algoma T-Birds 23. You're watching Algoma Thunderbirds basketball on OUA TV. Brought to you by SiouxSports.com.
We're out. Jared, that's big time.
Sports.com. Great second quarter for Algoma. 17 points for them. And Toronto 16. So winning the quarter. Let's see if they can repeat that task. As Coach Vitri said, the third quarter will be critical in tonight's game if they have a chance against these varsity Blues.
100%, and it's going to be a rebounding foul charged against Christofferson, rightly so. But you notice straight off the bat, Mike, what is Toronto trying to do on the offensive end of the court? They're trying to go inside, and I alluded to it twice in the first half. Going to bring them, I'd imagine, a lot more success than if they don't. So probably a wise move to start things out here and see if maybe they can get some of these T-Birds into foul trouble and things like this.
Yeah, you're bang on it. 18 points in the paint for Toronto. I was going to say on a positive note, at least Christofferson's back in the game, but he picks up his third personal rather quickly in this quarter. But no doubt you're bang on it. Both teams having a tough time from beyond the arc. Varsity Blues, who are typically good, 13% from beyond the arc in the game, and then for Algoma, just 9%. There they go in the paint. And a good stop there by the T-Birds. That'll get his bench. We'll get the Algoma bench going. Speaking of getting the team going, he's on the bench right now. Karen was absolutely electric in that quarter. 7 points coming off the bench.
Yeah, he's just raring to get back in. You could feel it.
Nice little give and go between Alejo and Whitmill. You and I were talking in the break about Whitmill has yet to get it to go in this contest. Just 2 points for Whitmill. Both of them at the line.
Yeah, he's just kind of, I mean, granted, he's got a couple of good players guarding him tonight, no question about that. As Alejo chucks up a really deep three, back iron.
Yeah, good rebound there by Kubahiro. And now it's Dang, who was good from beyond the arc, and a nice spin move, hook shot, almost got it to go.
Almost
got you out of your seat.
Just about. You don't see too many running hooks from the guards. This is Magic Johnson-esque.
It was. Nice move by the big man there, Hilton. Give him 2 more points. Nigel Hilton now in double digits, first player to do that, as the other top scorer for the Varsity Blues was right there. Mikey ball out, trying to ram it inside. Unable to get it to go. And not sure if, I think it was a T-Bird either stepped out of bounds or it went off a T-Bird last.
Yeah, it was Christofferson.
14 seconds on the shot clock. Rowan Scott-Smith, who's been really good all night with another bucket there, give him 8.
And the thing I like about Scott-Smith, he really does control the pace of the game and dictates a lot of the tempo of when he wants Toronto to play fast and when he wants to slow things down. Really impressive. I've enjoyed watching him tonight.
Absolutely. 5 assists already for Rowan Scott-Smith, to your point. Running the offense, good distribution, good communication too.
Super.
I don't know. Oh, what a move.
A little high-low action. Basics of basketball, eh?
Yeah, I was going to check how veteran-like Scott Smith is, but to your point, they're all young. He's a second-year player.
Guy.
He's acting like a fourth-year player, but no doubt went to Orangeville Prep.
Yeah.
Very reputable program. Travel called on the floor. So a mistake there by the T-Bird. Logan Whitmill checks out with a little bit of frustration showing. 22 steps in. Oduimo. Seen the court a couple times this evening.
And Rowan Scott-Smith, by the way, he's played every minute of this game, every second of this game. Hasn't come off the court once.
He speaks to his durability.
Yeah.
And the reliability. Coach relies on him as I was going to say Alejo was just stripped. I was want to see what Jeffers does, and another dunk for the player coming out of the Get this one, Cape Fear Academy, Jeffers. That sounds scary.
Does it ever? You know, I was talking with some of the personnel here at Algoma. You almost think to yourself, in every sport, the University of Toronto really should be that good every year. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they got a lot to draw from.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. There's that work inside once again. I think maybe Nigel Hilton probably a little bit fortunate to come away with that without getting a technical.
Yeah,
kind of barked in the ear of Kubahiro, but
yeah, I didn't like that. Or to number 7. Referee was right there too. I agree with you.
Yeah, that was a bit much, but nevertheless. It's Karen who's back in the game, by the way. See if maybe he could provide a spark of some kind.
Yeah, the ball don't lie. Hilton missing on that one, and Kubahiro with the rebound. And to your point, Karen now in the game. Alejo is going to spot up a 3, and it goes! And he gets knocked in the process. Doesn't matter. Good. All the way from Metro in the west end of Sault Ste. Marie for Alejo. And now the other way. Not having much success from beyond the arc. Number 7, Mikey ball out. Oh, just two critical baskets in this quarter for number 11 as he continues to heat up. Beyond Dang now with 7, and that forces Toronto to use one of their timeouts there.
Yeah, no messing around there from Toronto's head coach, really just putting a stop to this whole situation and trying to see if they can slow the momentum, and probably going to make some adjustments coming out of the half. Like we said, really aggressive trying to go inside, but now it is going to be a matter of just slowing this momentum and seeing what other adjustments need to be made.
Yeah, 16 points is the difference in the score. 48-32. Algoma trying to claw their way back into this, as Thunderbirds do, to get their first win of the season. We talked a little bit in the opening about the Varsity Blues record. Of course, Algoma is looking for their first win. The Varsity Blues are at 500 at 4-4, with those wins coming against Mac, Brock, York, and earlier in the season against Lakehead, picking up the win against Lakehead 89-77. I think that's the only team that they beat that we've actually seen in this gym. So right. Lakehead's a pretty good squad, so to get that victory against the likes of Sagal and Santa Cruz is a pretty big dub. And you were saying about this entire league, it's very competitive, especially the Central Division, but even the West Division for Algoma is loaded with talent. And here we are, number 12, spots up a shot, unable to get it to go, but the rebound is there, and a foul will be charged against Algoma, as Kubahiro also got knocked in the process. It'll be Algoma ball. So
God, it will.
Yeah, I must have missed that. Maybe it was the shot to the chops that Kubahiro took.
It just might have been, man. And Algoma's going to see if they can keep some of this momentum rolling. With every possession, makes a difference. And right on cue, that's Kubahiro. Good. All the way from Gino's fired up. He cuts this lead even more.
Oh, speaking of fired up, I got the bench and us fired up. 48-35. The crowd starts to go wild. Barely hear ourselves in this. And a turnover there. Losing the handle. Everyone's up in arms. It was Mikey ball out. Good defense by the Thunderbirds. Kubahiro now to Karen. They set up the offense now. Dang, who's been absolutely solid all game. Kubahiro calls for it. Little dribble handoff. Dang now. 9 seconds left on the shot clock. Karen. Oh, what a pass. Oh, good looking. It had a promise there, but the block there by the Varsity Blues was even better.
Fantastic interior help defense there, but again, really good on the other end of the court from the T-Birds as well. Again, Karen providing the spark, gotta say that.
Yeah. Giving up some size to pretty much everybody on the floor. It's a big lineup on the floor right now for the Varsity Blues.
Yes.
You and I were watching the warm-up, and I said I was looking at the up and down the list, and every player was 6 feet plus with the exception of one player, which would be, according to the list, 21, Duncan McRae. We haven't seen him yet, but maybe he was in the warm-up.
He was, yeah. Actually, I was making, I don't know who I was making a joke with. I was saying he looks about my height.
Yeah, absolutely. 5'10", there you go.
Yeah. Same height, but probably 20 times the basketball ability as me.
You're selling yourself short.
I appreciate that, man.
Whitnell
had an absolutely average high school basketball career. Thank you very much.
Well, you excelled on the pitch.
Oh, thank you, sir. Whitmell.
And apparently played some corner as well on the
gridiron. I did play some corner, not particularly well. I had
Jay's laughing.
I had a player who teamed up with me who ended up playing in the CFL for quite a few years, and he made the majority of my tackles for me, thank God. Otherwise, probably would have got burned for a heck of a lot more touchdowns. So if Jordan Hoover's watching this, shout out to Jordan Hoover.
Oh, did he play with you? Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was free safety, and he was strong safety, and he definitely was a lot stronger than I was, I'll tell you that.
Credit him with a few of those tackles. Whitnell goes 1 for 2 from the line. Speaking of Sioux products, Whitnell getting this team fired up, and there's a steal once again by Karen. Goes up and under, and what a lay-in by Karen! Everyone's going berserk, including you and I. Yeah. Karen having the game of his life,
pulling it within 10.
10-point ball game, and don't get Whitnell fired up. Here we go. Scare it now. Karen in the mix on absolutely everything in this game. And Christofferson now. Whitnell's going to try it from downtown. The Sioux product. Can he get the friendly bounce again? Unbelievable! Good all the way from White Pines for Logan Whitnell. 7-point ball game. We're losing chairs.
I'm about to lose my head here in a minute. Unbelievable sequence.
That popped up, I don't know, that reminded me of a Teen Wolf movie or something.
That was nuts. What a run here from Algoma. Toronto is shaking right up.
Yeah, you got Mike.
That's Karen with the steal!
Mikey Bolo, we got Karen!
Oh, what a move! Almost!
Unable to get it to go. And here we go again! Oh my goodness! Start cutting up the highlight reel for number 2, Elliot Karen. I said it earlier. This guy's just bringing the juice.
This guy is wild.
Oh, coach trying to give him the hook. He calls it off.
I'm staying.
Coach says, all right.
All right, you're staying.
Unbelievable. Hang on to your popcorn, folks. We got a 7-point ball game. Algoma trying to get on a win streak of their own, and it's the Varsity Blues trying to start a new win streak as Scarrett. He now gets in on the action. Karen now on the ground. Oh, sorry, that was Christofferson.
The energy in this building is unbelievable right now, Mike.
I haven't seen it like this in a long time.
Dare I say, was it the game against, oh God, was it TMU when Algoma made the upset? That's the last time I remember hearing it quite like this. 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, giving the Varsity Blues
all they can handle and some.
100%.
And he bailed him out. Scarrett bailed him out.
Yeah. Mikey ball out. Jacks up a lot of threes. That was a contested three for sure. We'll send him to the line. 92% shooter from the line. I mentioned that earlier. Probably the wrong guy to send to the line.
Yeah.
like you said, bailed him out because that had no chance.
No chance. And assistant coach Robbie Green, he said to him, look at how far he is. Fading away from the basket, late in the shot clock, the whole bit, And if you're Scarrett, as a first-year player, you almost expect him to make that mistake, but at the same time, you can't make that mistake.
Yeah,
I hate to say it.
All the momentum was going Algoma's way. And pretty much perfect from the line on the season, just missed one. And he is perfect. And now 9 points for Mikey Ballout. And now we got a 10-point ball game, so it's double-digit lead one more time. But what fight by these T-Birds. Karen now. Christofferson, he hasn't even got going yet. Look out if he does. Oh, here we go. Right on cue. It's Karen. Deep three. Got everybody up from their seats.
Well, including us here in the booth.
Little heat check for number 2. Just under 2 minutes left. The Varsity Blues trying to come up with a win against these feisty T-Birds. Karen stepping in, and some good work there by number 23. He was swarmed by the T-Birds, but Rowan Scott Smith able to get that layup in. 53-41 now.
Yeah, really good take there, and that's someone who's not a veteran player but making a veteran-like play as Whitmill chucks up a three, and now the momentum is starting to change, and this is a game of runs, isn't it? And Algoma's going to get charged with the foul. I think that should be against Scarrett, I'd imagine. And I stand corrected. I think that's going to be against Whitmill, number 30 of these T-Birds.
Yeah, he's got... he's in good shape. It was Christofferson that was in foul trouble. And 15 foul charge to Algoma. That'll send number 23 to the line, and a rare miss for him. Rowan Scott Smith. Only 65% shooter from the line. And knocks in the second one.
Yeah, he's facilitated a lot tonight, but he's been able to get to the tin almost regularly. He's been really good in that department. Oh, and he's missed the dunk.
Oh, the bailout. Wow. Momentarily bailed out as Christofferson got his pocket picked by number 7, Mikey Ballout, but Mikey can jump, but he just missed that dunk.
Yeah.
I thought we took the foul there in the corner, but
I think they just called it out of bounds on Algoma. Obviously, it was a pretty aggressive play, but nobody went to the scorer's table, so no foul charged.
We play on. Ball out.
It's another one against Whitmill, isn't it?
Yeah, foul call to number 30. So he takes 2 quick ones here. And the Varsity Blues, number 0, will head to the line. Nigel Hilton, 6'8", art and science student from Toronto. Has played some other university ball according to our sheet that Jay puts together for us. Simon Fraser University, so
how about that?
Played out west. Averaging 10 points on the season, well above that now. And that one rattles out, so 1 for 2, 54-41 is your score. 13-point differential. Kaleo tries to set up the offense. Oh, nice play. Whitmill. He's been struggling from in the paint. I'm not sure what's going on, but he'll head to the line where he's been doing most of his damage tonight.
He will, and I think on that, he got his own offensive rebound, so credit to him, but on the first shot, I think he almost shied away from the contact, maybe just a little off balance, but good on him to get that second chance opportunity with that sort of never quit attitude, if you like. Good on him.
Yeah, well said. The few comments I'm typically giving my daughter is she does that all the time, tries to shy away from the contact, and then it just shoots some weird sort of form and isn't hitting them consistently as she wants to. So 1 for 2 for Whitnell from the line, 54-42. 12-point differential. Got a good one here, folks, on OUA TV. Rowan Scott Smith. Oh, Hilton, what a move. Reverse layup.
It's that inside game again, isn't it? Like, again, Toronto this quarter really not relying on the three ball so much. And I'm not saying paying dividends totally. Algoma is still well within this game, but it's been better from Toronto.
Yeah, when they barge into the paint.
And Whitnell's got his arm just completely locked, and he'll go to the line for two, and rightly so.
Oh, this guy absorbs a lot of punishment.
Yeah. I mean, this has been happening all game, to be fair.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he battled hard against Lakehead, but he was absolutely getting held and hit and knocked. Unable to get the first one to go. Shooting 73% from the line. Coming in to this game is Logan Whitnell. He'll check out and get a much-deserved breather. I know he's shaking his head, didn't want to come out, but
well, this is purely down to the last possession of the quarter. You don't want to pick up a needless foul.
No, he's already picked up two, for sure. Two quick ones. Mikey ball out just drains that. That was deep. It's good all the way from Nathan to Phillips Square for number 7. Really takes the air out of this court, I should say, as it was a really good run by Algoma. It still is, but now the score is 59-43 going into the fourth quarter. Got a good one here, Scarp.
That we do, Mike, and it never seemed dead and buried, did it? But when all seemed a little bit, maybe stretched out, if you like, it's Algoma who claws and fights their way back into the contest, making things really interesting, completely lifting the energy and the mood in this place here at the GLC. So a huge credit to the players, and again, not all hope is lost. We still have a whole entire quarter to play, and I think that's going to be the message coming out of the break here.
Yeah. So on that note, we're going to step away for about 60 seconds. You're watching Thunderbirds basketball on OUA TV, brought to you by SiouxSports.com. We're out. Thunderbirds basketball on OUA TV, brought to you by SiouxSports.com. Michael Magley, Daniel Scarpino, Jay Houselander, Chris Carr Superstar, proud to be with you on this Friday night. Got a good one from the George Leach Center, 59-43 is the score. Algoma with the possession out of the break, but nothing to show for it as they cough it up.
Yeah, it's a forced pass to start things off, but again, you can only take things one possession at a time if you're Algoma. And they need to focus on the defensive end of the floor, and that'll be a push-off. So well done to Algoma there for rebounding quickly off of a miscue on the offensive end, but rebounding quickly, coming back with a good defensive possession.
Absolutely. As the stats come in the third quarter, with that three-pointer at the end of the quarter, it's the Varsity Blues winning the quarter 21-20, but certainly in terms of energy, we give the scorecard to Algoma, thanks to Karen, Dang, and the likes. It was a really good quarter for Algoma, but bench points in the paint, excuse me.
Wow, the OUA logo!
A logo 3 for Alejo.
And the clock is completely and totally out.
That is a mishap if I've ever seen one, but Khalil Alejo, logo 3. Was good all the way from Aurora's west side for Alejo. He was the top scorer for the T-Birds before that shot with 11. Give him 14 now. And I was just about to say, well, we got the score clock fixed here, probably just under a minute into this game, that the points in the paint continue to be piling up for Toronto, 32-14. Jay, I think they're going to have to come to you for the shot clock.
Yeah,
or the game clock, I'm sorry.
9:09 left here in the fourth. Mind you, you know what? We've had this happen here before, haven't we?
Yeah, as they're under the table trying to figure this out.
Shout out to Matt Kane.
Yeah.
Not on tech in studio like Jay, but on tech clearly under the table.
All other duties as assigned, and look at that. It plugged in, 9:14. And the Alejo bucket is on the board, 46. Unfortunately, took a little sting out of that deep shot by Alejo. And you mentioned it, just looks like a different player coming into this season. Clearly rising up as one of the leaders on this team, 100%. And that shot doesn't go.
I think the referees missed that one, if I'm being really honest. I think that was Algoma ball, but regardless.
Looked like the Varsity Blues were backing up as well. They'll take another possession anytime they can get one. Mikey ball out now. It's Rowan Scott-Smith. It's the starting five with pretty much all the points for the Varsity Blues, including Simeon Jeffers, who dropped that three. Good all the way from Dufferin for Jeffries. 62-46. I think we were talking before the game started that the game versus Guelph for the Varsity Blues, only 2 bench points. They've had 5 in this game. And then for Algoma, it's been Karen off the bench with 9, but Huseg's down the board for Algoma for the rest of the bench.
Very much so, and again, you need contribution by committee without question, and you got to credit a guy like Karen. And oh man, that's a bit of a dagger, isn't it? A huge three there from who I would deem to be the player of the game, Rowan Scott-Smith. Phenomenal three-point shot there to force the Algoma timeout.
Yeah, totally agree with you. Doesn't take a ton of shots, but when he does, 5 for 8, give him 14 points. He's been so cool this whole game. For a second-year player, it's actually quite fascinating to watch.
It is. You don't see that. And you know what? It's funny because we talked about it in the women's game. How was the second-year point guard Barbieri?
Yeah,
if I pronounced that correctly.
I think you got it.
How she was basically the exact same.
Yeah.
And we're seeing the exact same thing here on the men's side. Second-year player just completely and totally in control of the game and running it.
Yeah. Ice water in their veins, we like to say. 10 points on the season for Rowan Scott-Smith on average, and doing our homework, we're saying he's the number 20 rebounder in the OUA as well. So well done for the Orangeville Prep products out of Toronto. On the other side, Khalil Alejo, the Winnipeg, Manitoba product, has been absolutely electric all season. 14 points. You mentioned it. He just logs a ton of minutes. He had 24 minutes logged coming into this quarter. Probably going to go the distance here, another 8.
Wild. Some engine. He's running the marathon out there.
Yeah, he's got the fancy shoes.
Yeah.
Gotta have comfortable shoes. You know it better than I do. If you're going to do that, bang! Little jump shot, gets it to go. Number 1 player of the game for Algoma, for sure. But number 2, making his case coming off the bench. It's number 2, Elliot Guerin, in the ballgame.
The Energizer Bunny, if you will.
Yeah. Just keeps moving his feet. Good defense. able to get the stop one time, but nobody there to pick up the rebound except for number 7, Mikey Ballout. Picks up his own rebound and finishes now 67-48. I think I've seen Whitmill miss that same shot 6 times, seems like.
In fairness, though, that time at least he did go into the contact and he never shied away. Just didn't get a friendly bounce. But I'll tell you who did get a friendly bounce was the likes of these Toronto Varsity Blues, who were able to collect the second chance opportunity and make good on it.
21-point differential now. Alejo comes back down to earth as Christofferson's going to check into the game. He has not really been able to get it to go. Oh, and that looked nasty.
Yeah,
that looked
Scott
nasty.
Smith got away with a push-off.
That did not look good, and
got away with a huge push-off.
It's Alejo going down. I don't know if we're on delay on Jay's screen, but we hope he's okay. Certainly took a shot, to your point.
Right to the sternum. Just breathing heavy. Probably got wind knocked out of him, really.
Yeah, he's getting attended to. By the training staff. And he slowly gets up. Former OUA player himself, Anthony Iacco.
Yes, sir.
Helping out on that situation as he'll continue to tend to Alejo. We'll keep you posted on that. I know you're going to take us around the league at some point, but it's been an unbelievable game. We might not even have time to do that as Alejo gets checked out. Christofferson is back into the game. Dang. Now that is Kubahiro just off the mark.
Not much of an offensive rebounding presence from Algoma anymore. It's another push-off, and this time it does get credited to Algoma.
Yeah. It's the right call, to your point. Should have been called last time.
Yeah.
He says no problem. It's his 3rd personal for Rowan Scott Smith.
Timeout on the floor, Mike.
Yeah, and that'll give us the time to reset as well. We're going to step away. You're watching Thunderbirds basketball on OUA TV, brought to you by SiouxSports.com.
We're out.
We were there. Thunderbirds basketball. It's Algoma inbounding. Christofferson across the timeline. Picks up his dribble. Whitmill, little dribble handoff. Christofferson using his screen. Layup doesn't go. Just 2 points for Christofferson. It was a good play design, but really good. Unable to execute it. And now back in the ball game is Hilton. His hook shot doesn't go. Kubahiro now. Christofferson. Dang. Tough pass there. Gets the runner up and over. Unable to get that shot to go. Little floater well defended by the Varsity Blues. Oh, what a play. Just didn't have the legs for it. Number 7, Mikey Ballout, logging a ton of minutes. And Logan Whitmill try to number from the outside, eh?
The shooting struggles continue tonight. He's done a really good job defensively, floor spacing, the whole bit, but from a shooting perspective, it hasn't been his night.
Karen now to Christofferson. 5 minutes left in this contest. Good pass. Whitnall's going to try it one more time. The Sault Ste. Marie product is just 1 for 10 from beyond the arc.
And these aren't bad looks at all either. They're clean looks, but last game it was going for him. Tonight, not so much. But he's done a lot of other things, Mike, which is why he's logged so many minutes. Defensively and all the rest of it, he's been really, really good.
Certainly earned the trust of his team. And on the other end, Rowan Scott-Smith, another bucket, earning the trust of his team as well, as Dang's going to cut into the paint. And comes down a little awkwardly, but was fouled before that shot, or as that shot was going up, so he'll head to the line.
Yep.
Oh, this is a good sign. Alejo back in the game. Was concerned the way he went down. And look at the leadership as he's starting to rally the troops. Number 1 giving instructions to the rest of his squad. As number 11, Dang, heads to the line. Really good shooter from the line. 89% on the season, and play didn't jinx him. That one rattled out. Well, we get a chance. Want to thank all our viewers and listeners for tuning in to OUA TV and these players as they battle it out literally on the court right now as Rowan Scott-Smith is down.
Holton clutching his knee. Hopefully he's all right.
It's up gingerly as Teddy heads on to the hardwood for the cleanup. Does a nice job. Scott-Smith looks like he's going to stay in as he stretches out that knee. 4:14 left. 74-48 is the score.
And I don't know if this is a bit of satire or an actual fan favorite, but it's number 8, Tobias Kessie, who's coming in, getting the applause of the Algoma faithful, if you could believe that.
Yeah, they're all wearing Algoma gear. That's how I'm trying to figure it out. But
I don't know if it's a friend from back home or something like that.
Must be.
Unless, if, like I said, perhaps it's a bit of satire or what have you. But
Kessie, quite the resume coming into the ball game. Played at King Christian Collegiate in UPlay Canada. I know King Christian from the women's circuit. It's a dynamite school, dynamite basketball program. Let's see what he's got. Alejo now. Down low to Whitmill. Whitmill into the paint. Crosses a couple varsity Blues players and unable to get it to go. Open three-pointer for the Blues. Unable to get it to go. And not really enjoying his time in the Sioux. Mikey Ballard, I know he's got 14, but just seems a bit frustrated. California kid.
Yeah. He's missed out on a fair bit tonight, and Kessie does get that steal off the inbound.
Yeah, quick hands, and now he's going to earn an assist. You won't get an easier basket than that. Ryan Rudnick was held off the score sheet until number 8 found him streaking. And back to number 7 for a second. I'm going to say good job by Algoma. Really just stymieing number 7. Obviously, 14 points is a great game for anybody, but when you're shooting 19 on average on the season, I think they did a pretty good job on him so far.
I would say so, and we talked about it last week. Was it? I'm gonna botch the last name. Not Slagle. Sagal.
Yeah, I did.
Held him off
it a few times.
Held him off to just 2 points last week, if my memory serves me right. So they did a job on him, but it was a matter of keeping the rest of the team contained, which wasn't so easy. So tonight, did a decent job against Mikey Ballo, but it's been other players who have stepped up. He hasn't been quiet, but have stepped up maybe in spite of him, we'll call it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hilton, for sure, one of those players, 16 points. Also, Rowan Scott Smith, who typically is around 10 points per game, and 16 points and counting. So good work there. And yeah, you were spot on in terms of Sagal, who was top 5 in the OUA in terms of scoring, held to 2 points. So that'll really impact his average. So didn't have a good trip to the Sioux. And I think we're going to see 3 of the top OUA players, 3 of the top 4, OUA players in this gym over the weekend, because when TMU's in town, there's another top scorer we'll talk about tomorrow. He's having a great season. And speaking of which, there's number 8 who got major applause. That's Kessie, who is on the board with a bucket and an assist. And another defensive player. This
and 2 steals.
It's impressive. And he'll earn a personal foul as well.
Just to take a look, Mike, around the OUA is not much left. Another fan favorite coming in here. Again, not exactly sure what's happening, but regardless. Nipissing right now beating York 89-71. There's 4:20 left in that one. With 2 minutes left to play, Ontario Tech is beating Laurier by 15, scores 65-50. Queens is up 85-61 over Waterloo with 4:41 left to play. And of course here at the George Leach Center, score is 78-48 in favor of the visiting Toronto Varsity Blues.
Thank you for taking us around the lead. Did you say Nipissing was up on York 89-70 something?
89-71.
Okay. Good work by the Sioux Product head coach, Thomas Corey.
Shout out to Thomas.
If he can hold on there against York, it's a decent win. In the meantime, live action here. Scarrett on the baseline inbounding play. Intended target was Karen. And with 5 team fouls on the board, Elliot, Karen's going to get a chance to get into double digits. I'm going to go on the record and say, or just guess, that this is his first double-digit performance, and there it is.
I would say so. We haven't really seen too much of him this season, bits and pieces, but yeah, good on the lad because he's had himself a really nice night.
Absolutely. Ball's in his hand now. Scarrett's done a nice job as well. And Rosalind just getting into getting his legs under him as well. So he's back in, and we also have number 20 for Algoma as well, Inikwe. Did a good job late stages of the Lakehead game. He's inbounds it. Trying to get it to Karen, and now getting instructions from his coach saying there's only a couple seconds left. It was 3, now it's 2. We got to get it off, and great job at doing that. Bang! That was Scarrett. Good. All the way from Pizza Pizza and the West End for Scarrett, and how about that performance?
It's a big steal, doing it on both ends of the floor from Scarrett. Can you do it again?
Yeah. Unable to get it to go. It was a long 2. And here's a 3-point attempt by the Varsity Blues, unable to get it to go. 78-51. It's a little heavy. And Inikwe. Oh, that cross-court pass by Rosalind was ill-advised. His team bails him out, though. A Swedish player took a nasty hit in the first game against Laurier, did number 9 for the T-Birds. pretty certain it required some stitches. Back in it now. 78-51 is your score. Scarrett, the last T-Bird to score, able to retain possession. And that one goes off rim, off the apparatus, and out of bounds for Anikwe, the Kitchener, Ontario native. First year business admin student here at Algoma. As this one winds down, some of the fans are starting to pack up. 78-51 is the score. We remind everybody as this one winds down that Algoma will be back at it tomorrow. Another Toronto team in town. It's TMU heading into Northern Ontario for just one game against Algoma. And it will be the last home game for the T-Birds before they head on the road next week. Subs are in for the Varsity Blues. And that was Anikwe getting charged with that foul.
Yeah, we definitely welcome everybody back to the GLC tomorrow. It'll be another really good night of basketball. Undefeated TMU on the women's side, might we add?
Yeah, absolutely. Bringing their 7-0 record to Northern Ontario. Of course, there'll be a Northern Ontario connection on TMU on the women's side.
Yes.
And Alex Pino. Look forward to watching her play.
Me as well.
80-51, 29-point spread. Anikwe, corner three, just rims out for Algoma. And that basketball, I believe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did they ever miss that one?
Did.
Oh, sorry, he pointed the wrong way but said white ball, I think. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I thought it went off Scarrett and out of bounds.
No, it was Kessie kind of did the whole twisty twist, if you like.
Yeah, we got to see over the Varsity Blues bench, so you have a better view than I did.
Yeah, well, I'm just to the right of you here in the booth, but regardless, whether it was Algoma ball or not, at this stage it wouldn't have mattered much, but it does almost convert into points. Still might yet.
Let's go Anikwe. Oh, my goodness.
He tried it.
That is a good effort by him coming off the bench. Shalem Anikwe. Kitchener Waterloo product. Drains his first one, and he's on the board. Shoe game is fantastic, by the way.
Oh, man, are they ever?
Second one doesn't go. Rosalind's there for the rebound. Anikwe now. Karen thinks about it. Anikwe goes into the paint. It's a pass to Scarrett with 2 seconds left. Just got to put it up. And he gets knocked in the mouth.
He did take some. I thought that was going to be a foul, but
he looks at the referee. The referee's like not having it. With just 26 seconds left. Uh, 83-52. So 31 was the difference. Felt a lot closer, I'll tell you.
Oh, did it? And in fact, it was a lot closer at one point.
Nice little jump shot there by Scarrett. So after getting knocked, good finish by him. And that's going to do it for us. Final score, 83 for the Varsity Blues, 54 for Algoma. Any final parting words for yourself?
Oh, just great to be with you. As always, Mike, great to be with everybody here at Sioux Sports. And we go again tomorrow night, 6 and 8. Looking forward to being back.
Yeah, for the Algoma T-Birds teams, they'll have to just flip around in 24 hours and play another team for Toronto. So we look forward to bringing it to you on OUA TV for Jay Houselander, Daniel Scarpino, Chris Carr, Superstar, Michael Magley here saying so long from the Sioux. We'll see you tomorrow.